Good morning, everyone. Right, we're going back to doing this outfit. So the next thing we're going to be doing is the jumper. So I'm going to remove mine because that's a different one altogether. So again, same wool, same needles, but I'm just going to share with you this. Now I've done this as a what do they call them? You can buy it online. It's in the shop, a pattern. I've typed it all out early this morning. I did it actually. I spent all morning on it. So I've typed it out, which is the hat, the pattern for the hat. So you can actually buy the pattern, download it. It gives you the link as well. So you know, you can download the pattern to copy as a printed version, or you can use it on your screen. But it gives you the link to the video where I showed you how to make the hat. And it gives you the whole thing, how to do it step by step. And I've included all of the pictures as well. It took me ages to work this out, you know. But I've included all of the pictures stage by stage so you can see how to do this is the increase one. And then you do all the rows that it tells you to do. Right to getting it onto the sewing needle from the knitting needle. And it shows you how it should look. The overstitching, how to make the pom-pom, and that's what you end up with. So I've done that. It's a 4-page document. If anybody would prefer a printed document, a pattern, I'm going to put it on the shop as a printed document as well. So I thought I'm going to start and do that sort of thing, and it'll help people. So this morning we're going to do the sleeves to the jumper. So I've got my needles. I'm going to cast on the same as I did yesterday. Exactly the same. We just pull some of this wool out. So we make that loop. I did play that video back this morning, and there was one section, wasn't there, where we went slow, but I forgot to turn the sound off. It sounds awful. Sounds like Alien. Sorry, I do apologise. But anyway, we put the loop on. We're going to do cast on 16 stitches. Again, see, through the back. It's really hard for me to show you, but through the back. Wrap your wool round, pull it off, and you've made your stitch. Like I say, we'll do that 16 times. We're going to make a puff ball sleeve. And don't worry about it. It's still just knitting is knit and purl, knit and purl, knit and purl. That's all it is. But I'm going to show you where to do, you know, whatever you need to do. So just pull that tight. Nice neat bottom there. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, So that should be 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 stitches. And actually I'm gonna do 20. I'm gonna do 20. So that gives me more to work on. And easier for you to see. So that's another 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 20 stitches. Now we do need to do a knit row purl row. So you just knit every stitch before we start to increase, because it is a puffball sleeve. So you just go into the front of the stitch. Remember, all the stitches are knit, because this is your right side. You should always remember the right side is the bit without the string hanging, without your wool hanging. We call that right side facing. This is the little section that goes around the wrist. Okay, so we've done that. Coming back, remember you knit the first stitch, then you purl to the last stitch and knit it. So you knit your first stitch, bring your wool to the front, and we're going in through the first stitch, the next stitch, but in through the back of it at the front. That is a purl stitch. And like I say, we're going to do a nice little puffball sleeve. And this is for an 18-inch doll. But, you know, you can do less stitches or more stitches depending on the size. Just try it. Once you've knit it, you'll see how much you need. I'm a visual learner, you see. That's the last stitch, knit it. So now we're going to do the increase stitch, because I need to make the puffball. And the puffball is going to be about that big. So it's where the sleeve comes out, and then it'll go back to being straight again. So, knit your first stitch, in through the next stitch, wrap it round, pull it through, but don't pull it off, which you normally would. Put the needle at the back, and make your second stitch. Then you knit one, then make a stitch, so you're increasing, then you knit one. So each time you increase a stitch, see, you do a knit stitch in between, and do that right the way across. So that was the knit stitch. So we're going to make a stitch, pull it through, don't pull it off, wrap your needle to the back of that, and then make a stitch, then knit one. And for the first time knitter, you can make this beautiful, it's a lovely jumper. Am I doing that? Yeah, that's it. I nearly lost myself there. I will slow some of this down, like I've said. Oops, didn't catch that. Don't worry, go back and catch it. And then it's your knit stitch and then your normal knit stitch at the end. And coming back, you just knit the first stitch and then purl all of them to the last one and knit it. But you've increased your stitches, so we'll count them. 1, now purl to the end, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, remember I had 20, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's the 20, but I've increased, haven't I? And how many have we increased? 3, 6. We've increased 9 stitches. And that's all you need for the puff ball. 1. I'll keep purling to the very last stitch. Wrap that around and knit your last stitch. And there you are. So you do 4 more, knit a row, purl a row, do it twice more. So I'm going to speed this up because it's just all knit stitches now. And then we reverse it. And we're doing the purl stitch, the purl row. So you knit the first stitch, wrap the wool to the front, and then you purl to the last stitch and knit it. Now, I really should be taking more photographs, but I'm going to utilise the photographs that I've already taken. So what I'm going to do... Oh, it's all right. I'll work it out. So... There you go. So we've done those 6 rows, which is what, see how it puffs out? So we're doing the little puff bit on the bottom. Now we've got to decrease. So you need to get back to 20 stitches. So what we did, if you remember, we went through the first stitch and knit that. Then I knit one, didn't I, and then made one. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do now is to knit one, knit 2 together. Knit 1, knit 2 together. Knit 1, knit 2 together. And you pull that through. Like that. I just want to make sure we've got 20 left on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And we're back to 20 stitches. So, this is your purl row. As you can see, these are purls, these are knits. So you knit your first stitch, bring your wool to the front and you purl to the end. Right, so we've done that. Now we're going to make the hull that goes above the puff ball, and then you can put you can thread your ribbon through it. And the way to do that, look carefully. Do your first stitch, it's a knit one, right? And then you wrap the wool around your needle. So I'm just going to show you that. You've done your first stitch, wrap the wool around your needle and knit one. Wrap the wool around your needle and knit one. Wrap the wool around your needle and knit one. And keep going to the end. You'll see what I mean. Actually, that's probably too many, but it doesn't matter. You'll see it when it's done. This is how you make your little hole. It's so easy. It really is. Wrap your wool round. Wrap your wool round. And keep doing it. And it looks like you've increased, you see, but you've not. Not really. Oh, did I do that? I don't, no, wrap the wool round, then knit one fee. Come on. And then just knit the last stitch. Now coming back, you knit your first stitch. Knit your first stitch, like that. And you just purl. So purl that, you know when you did wrap over knit one, wrap over knit one. This is the knit one. So you do that. And you've got that wrap over there. So I'm going to show you that. Just let me get that on camera as well. I need a picture of it. So you can see it. It's going to be hard. Hang on. I've taken a picture of it so that I can show you. But you do that into there. So I'm going to do this in stages. And just knit. Purl your stitch. Purl the one you wrapped round. Just loop it off. Purl stitch. Purl the loop. Purl stitch. And just keep going to the end. And in actual fact, you have increased your stitches here, but we're going to decrease now when I finish this. So I'll show you. So you're back to your 20 stitches. It really is simple when you know how to do it. But you can thread quite easily ribbon or crochet thread through it, or whatever it is you're going to put to tie your bow or to make a bow. Right, we're on to the last stitch. Wrap it to the front and you knit that stitch. So I'm just going to share with you how we are, where we've got up to. See these? So I've taken a picture of that so you can see it. But you need to get back to your 20 stitches now. So what we do is we knit the first stitch. You've got to knit the second stitch. And then you knit those two stitches together. So I'm just going to share with you those two stitches. So you knit those two together. Like that. So you knit one, knit those two together. You knit one and you knit those two together. Yes, you beginners, you can do this. It's easy to follow. Now I'm going to slow that down. And there you go. See, you've got these little holes. Now, you can use these also. See that rib? See how that rib looks there? You can do that for the end of a jumper. You know, to make it look really neat. Or you can keep it as it is and then you'll be able to thread through. See the holes. Let me just show you. See if there's a bit of white there. Let's just see so you can see. It's so easy to do. So what I'm going to do is take a picture of that now. So, like I say, all you have to do now is to knit a row, purl a row for as long as you need the sleeve up to where the armpit is, and then we're going to show you how to do that. So I will be back. You just knit a row, purl a row. That's all you do. Remember, on your purl row, you knit the last two, the first and the last stitch, and I'll be back shortly. Now, depending on how long you want your sleeve, obviously this is going to be a little bit longer, about, you know, because I've got more rows to do, but we've got to start decreasing for the sleeve. So what we're going to do is we knit one, we knit two together, we knit to the end three, we knit two together, we knit one. And you need to reduce it down to 8 stitches. Don't forget you've got 20 on here. So we knit one, knit two together. You can do them through the back or the front. I prefer to do mine through the back. And then knit your last stitch. And can you see? You see how it's pulling it over to the side? Again, knit your first stitch. You're doing a purl row, so just purl across. See how it's pulling it over? And that's easier to count how many rows you've done as well for when you're doing your jumper front. I'm going to do that through the back again. Oops, nearly got that wrong. Through the front. There you go. Itchy arm. Just so you can see that. See how it pulls it in. Right, I've reduced it down now to 4 stitches on the needle, and that's all I want. Okay, and as you can see where it's been reduced. And when you stitch it up, you're just stitching, you're matching your bobbly bits up on the end. See, I always call them bobbles, but when you're stitching that to the front and the back of the jumper, you know, that's fine. Now, what we've got here, I don't want to take it off the needle. Well, I'm going to have to take it off the needle, so I'll be back in a minute. I need to get something. Right, so I've got one of these. It's just like a big needle, a big pin. I don't have a smaller one. Well, I do, but I can't find it. So all I'm going to do for now, because I don't need them on that needle, is to put those 4 stitches onto there and leave them like that, because we're going to join this sleeve up to the front and the back and the other sleeve when we knit that. And then we can do the next section. But as you can see, when it's folded, you just stitch from here to there. I'm going to do that just to show you. If I can find my needle. Just to show you what the sleeve's going to look like, because otherwise you can't really see it. And then you've got this section here. So that's the next one. And do the overstitch. See, you can see that. We only need it to where we started to cast off. So that's that. I wouldn't normally do this yet until I've got the 4 pieces together, but I'm just doing it to share with you. Yes, that hurt. See, we're coming up to that section because they all stitch in together. I can do one more. That's it. And I'm just going to take that back down. I wanted to show you the sleeve, you see. Just get my scissors. And I can always unpick that if I need to. So I'm going to turn the sleeve inside out. And see, you've got a perfectly good sleeve for your doll's dress. Or, well, if you want, you know, if you're knitting a dress, or if you're knitting a jumper, it makes no difference. You can do the sleeves the same way. So I'm just going to get a little bit of ribbon. I just want to share with you. I mean, I would normally put lemon or yellow in or something. But I'm just going to show you what it'll look like. So you take another needle. One that'll take your ribbon. Like that. Okay. Now, I'm actually going to do mine backwards. So when this is all put together, you see, sorry, I need to do the front. So I need to get that there. So just go through the holes. See how you've made those holes? That's why we did them. And that's why I did so many, so they go all the way around, sorry, all the way around the arm. And like I said, I'm only showing you how to do this. It's just something different instead of having a plain sleeve. And we come up together there. Okay, so let's just pull this in. So when that's on your doll's arm, which is going to be like that. Not quite got that in the middle. So I'm going to take that one out and thread this one back in the next one. So it's not in the middle where I want it. That's right, that'll do. So, I'm not sure I'm going to cut enough off. We'll just trim it off. I'm only showing you how to do it. So, you can pop that in there, pull that together on the doll's arm, and then you can make a little bow. And it makes it look a little bit better. See? And there you go. So that's how you do it. So that's going to, you know, I mean, you could keep it on there like that. It is that colour. I mean, you can have your ribbons any colour you choose. But that's how you do the sleeve. I'll just take a picture of that. So we could have done these holes straight away and had them here. But I like the puff ball on it. I like that when it stands out on the garment. And it looks really nice. So I hope that's helpful. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll be back with the front and the back later.